want to start by saying I've been up all night. I'll tell you why once I get going with today's dish, which is bean chili, just in case you're wondering why I look weary. It's because I'm very weary. Anyway, ingredients for today are a large onion, a handful of carrots, handful of peppers, not in season, imported from Mexico, I know. They are organic, garlic, and 10 tons of beans, not literally, but I just got all the dried beans that I had and cooked them. Cooked them in the veg stock that I made last week. You could, of course, use tinned beans, perfectly fine, but kind of overcooked these. If I'm going to the trouble of making a big vat of food, I like to use dried beans. They're way cheaper as well. But I also use tinned beans for quick things. Okay, where do I start? I'm going to put the heat on under my pot and add some olive oil. First thing I'm going to do is chop a load of garlic and the onion. Hard to chop these quietly, so I'll just jump ahead and see you in a minute. Garlic and onions chopped. Oh, not entirely. I just found a clove. Other than that one clove, garlic and onions are chopped finely and being added to the pot. Okay, I'm going to chop this little escapee. I'm crying. It's the onions. I mean, it's probably also, well, I might be crying anyway, just from exhaustion. I am loosely following a Nigel Slater, not a recipe, his guidelines for chili. If you don't know Nigel Slater, he's great. Cooks a lot of meat, if you're into meat. And typically, I would be making, sorry, this is so noisy. Typically, I would be making a meat chili. If I had asked other family members what they wanted, I guarantee they would have said meat. But I didn't ask, so I'm cooking what I want. You may already know this, but estrogen is also called the hormone of self-sacrifice. And as it lowers as you approach menopause, you stop putting others first, which is pretty cool. And that's not talked about all that much. You know, we're always hearing the downside of menopause, but there's so many plus things. Anyway, hence me cooking a bean chili rather than a meat chili. Family members would also object to cooked pepper. I don't care. Okay, so this morning, 1:30 a.m., I was visited by Gus. He usually sits there. That's where he eats. He came into my bedroom with a baby bunny in his mouth, which he proceeded to chase around the room until I got out of bed, caught Gus, restrained him in my right arm, finally caught the baby bunny in my left hand, tiny little thing about this size, absolutely gorgeous. Released the baby bunny and then had to restrain Gus because he just wanted to chase it again. So I held him for ages, finally let him go. And as far as I know, the baby bunny escaped. I didn't see any mangled remains anywhere. I know. He is the last cat that I will ever have. I do love cats, but I love Gus. So I didn't get back to sleep after that. Hence the exhaustion. I tried to disguise the fact with eye makeup, but I'm not a makeup artist. And besides, I think my nervous system would give it away. Feel a bit jittery. I'm going to add the peppers now as well. I want to sweat all these down and let them get really soft, about 10 minutes before I add spices. So my vegetables have been sweating for 10 minutes. Everything's feeling calmer. The onions are no longer making me cry. So I'm going to add some spice. I'm going to start with cumin, and I'm going to do, let me see, about 2 tablespoons of cumin. At this point, you just add as much as you want, or follow a recipe, or half follow a recipe like I am. There's cumin. I'm going to put in some oregano. Actually, I'm not going to put in oregano. I'm going to add some, I'm deliberating on spices. Okay, I'm going to add this sweet and bright paprika. How much? We can always adjust. I'm going to throw in a little stick of cinnamon. Not sure if that goes with the paprika, but we'll see. And I'm going to also use chili flakes. I mean, you never really know how strong your chili flakes are until you've cooked with them. But I find that if your ingredients are good and you kind of know what you're doing, these dishes are very forgiving. Now I'm going to add a little tin of tomato paste. Well, Nigel suggests smoked paprika, and I've used sweet and bright paprika. So we could be going for a very different taste. But the sweet and bright is appealing to my nose more than the smoked this morning. It's understandable that I would need something sweet and bright. Ooh, okay. So I'm just going to let that cook for a little while before adding liquid and beans. I'm going to have a little taste. It's nice. It's going to be nicer when the tomato has mellowed a bit more. And we're going to be eating this tomorrow, which is Tuesday. We started this thing, Taco Tuesday. Well, I didn't start it. I don't know where it came from. I presume Taco Bell or somewhere. I don't typically make it a day in advance, but I'm organized. I thought my mic was off. This is going to taste better tomorrow because it'll be more infused. And yeah, these kind of dishes always taste better the next day or even 2 days later, which I know is really, well, it goes against the whole Ayurveda thing of you must eat vegetables within an hour or 2 hours of them cooking, which is completely impractical unless you have a full-time chef. So I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner gone rogue. Okay, now I'm going to add liquid. Oh, and beans, which I slightly overcooked. They cooked way quicker than I had thought. And I think I'm going to need, yeah, I'm definitely going to need more liquid, but that's okay because I saved some of the stock that I cooked the beans in. Maybe it was a premonition. Now I'm going to add some salt. And I think I'll just let it cook now. Looks nice. Oh yeah, in case that wasn't clear, this is a tin of crushed fire roasted tomatoes. I think this is going to be a two-part thing because tomorrow I'm going to make tortillas, which I don't always do, but I'm in the mood, so why not? And they're delicious. So I'll wait until tomorrow before I taste this. Sorry to leave you hanging on a cliff edge.